Is matcha the world's healthiest drink? Well, we have a compelling case, that's for sure. So if you're interested in the health benefits of Japanese green tea, then stick around. Welcome to the Japanese Tea Pedia. This is Yuki from Tealife. As you know, Japanese matcha has been becoming really popular these days. And even in our online shop, we can see that our matcha products have been really moving fast. It's been moving faster than ever. For us, the challenge has been becoming how to keep up with the demand. We haven't been able to procure enough stock these days, so that's not good news for our customers. Even in Japan, they're facing this unprecedented supply issue. And this is, of course, because there's this huge explosion of matcha popularity all over the globe. The reason for this is, of course, probably the same reason you're looking at this video right now. Everyone's starting to realize that matcha is really good for your health. So in this video series, we'll go on a journey and explore the health benefits of Japanese green tea, including matcha. We'll take some time to learn in detail about many of the health benefits of Japanese green tea. And we'll try to answer questions such as, how effective is it for my health? Is matcha actually the healthiest green tea out there? How do I drink the tea to reap the most health benefits? With this, I hope I can help you to make better decisions on what type of tea should you actually drink and how should you drink them to maximize the health benefits for a healthier life. So this is my second YouTube video, and thank you for watching if you watched the first one. I've quickly come to terms with the fact that I'm not the best at speaking to a camera, so please bear with me. But instead, what I'll promise is I'll be sharing information that you won't find anywhere else. So I might sometimes be reading off my notes, but please bear with my delivery. Okay, to get ourselves warmed up, I'd like to first introduce a quick research that I've done recently. It's a quick weekend research that I did. However, it did have staggering results. The conclusion of the study was that out of the 9 main causes of death in the US, Japanese green tea shows it significantly reduces the risk for 6 of them. So the causes of death include heart disease mortality risk, cancer mortality risks for certain types of cancer, stroke mortality risk, COPD mortality risk, risk of developing Alzheimer's, and risk of developing diabetes as well. It also shows tangible results in improving overall mortality rates also. These are all based on human-based research, so they're not lab results or they're not hypotheticals either. So I found this is very interesting and very significant also. So this is already awesome to me, but what I did was I actually took this one step further. So next, I compared this among 27 different types of tea that are also considered very healthy. Just as I did for Japanese green tea, I also looked for human-based studies on their impacts on these 9 common causes of death. The types of tea includes black tea, oolong tea, several different types of green tea, several different types of herbal teas, so on and so forth. I'll share the details of this study in the future as well, but based on this research, Japanese green tea turns out to cover the most when it comes to reducing the risk of these 9 causes of death. So it's no wonder that there's lots of interest in the health benefits of Japanese green tea these days. And it's also very fascinating because these 9 health benefits that I just talked about, these aren't the only ones. There's also lots of other health benefits that Japanese green tea cover as well. So this all is just a prelude in a sense. It just really hypes me up to dive into all this information with you to unveil some of the health benefits of this magical drink. Now the caveat is I'm not a scientist or I'm not a doctor either. I'm only a tea person, so I'll be guiding you as I learn as well. However, that's why I'm going to be using a really reliable resource for backing up many of my videos. The main resource I'll be referring to throughout this series is an online booklet, which is called, the name is 20 Health Benefits of Japanese Tea, or at least that's how it translates into. It's a booklet that pieces together different research and studies that are done around Japanese green tea to shed light on the health benefits of this drink. This booklet was created in 2019 by the Japan Tea Central Public Interest Incorporated Association. And it's introduced by the MAFF, which is the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries of Japan. If you access their websites, if you access the government website, you can actually still download this booklet as well. So we can say that this resource is extremely reliable and credible. However, this resource is in Japanese. So this is why I'll help you unpack this information as we go. Now, it is said that many of the health benefits of Japanese green tea come from this polyphenol called Green Tea Catechins in the tea plant. So you might be thinking, polyphenols, catechins, what in the world are those? So let's start with polyphenols. I'll read off the definition of polyphenols according to healthline.com. Polyphenols are a category of compounds naturally found in plant foods, such as fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices, tea, dark chocolate, and wine. They can act as antioxidants, meaning they can neutralize harmful free radicals that would otherwise damage your cells and increase your risk of conditions like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. Polyphenols are also thought to reduce inflammation, which is thought to be the root cause of many chronic illnesses. So polyphenols are extremely healthy natural compounds, and green tea catechins are all a type of polyphenols. Okay, and there's 4 types of green tea catechins. There's the EC, the EGC, the ECG, and the EGCG. Now, I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce these scientific names for each one of these, but if there's one takeaway that I want you to remember from this video, it's actually the last one, the EGCG. It's said that most of the health benefits of Japanese green tea comes from this substance, EGCG. Others are important too, but EGCG is the most important when it comes to the health benefits of Japanese green tea. For some of you, the name EGCG might already ring a bell. And if that's the case, it's probably because you've seen supplements in drugstores or supermarket called EGCG. EGCG is a polyphenol that occurs only in tea, and it is said to be especially high in Japanese green tea. For Japanese green tea, it's about 6 to 7% of the dry loose leaf that is EGCG. Many studies have implicated that this EGCG is the root cause of several of the health benefits of green tea. However, it has been a mystery how this EGCG actually creates the health benefits. Now, recent studies have started to unveil how these mechanisms work. And these mechanisms, they might sound esoteric and scientific. However, I think it's important for us to try to understand as much as possible how they work in order for us to fully reap the health benefits of this tea. So here we go. Recent research has shown that on the surface of our cells, we have a protein that receives EGCG. It's a sensor called 67LR that senses the EGCG. And basically, the EGCG plays musical chair with the 67LR being the seats. The EGCG comes and floats around, and when they see an open seat, the 67LR, they basically attach. So we have a human cell, and it has several 67LR proteins. And when the EGCG comes floating by, it binds with the 67LRs. Okay, so it's become clear that when EGCG binds to the 67LR sensors, the cell is stimulated to perform a variety of health functions. Stimulation from the sensor is transmitted by various stimulus-transmitting molecules in the cell by invoking a chain reaction to trigger the health benefits. So once the EGCG binds with the 67LR receptors, it invokes this chain reaction that leads to triggering these health benefits that they have. Okay, so next let's try to get more specific. So let's say that what happens in the case of cancer. Now the interesting part is that for cancer cells, they actually have more of these 67LR receptors than the normal cell. So if we go by the musical chair analogy, the cancer cells tend to have a lot more seats for the EGCGs to be able to sit. This means that the cancer cells will actually receive more EGCG than the normal human cells. As a result, the EGCG overstimulates the cancer cells, and then that would kill them or reduce their growth, which is, I think that's pretty neat. As another example, these 67LR sensors, these are also present in the cells that are involved in the development of hay fever. These are cells such as mast cells and basophils. Mast cells are watchdog cells that keep an eye out and triggers responses for allergy sources. And basophils are special white blood cells that also similarly respond to allergens as well. These cells emit substances that cause sneezing and runny nose out of the cell upon stimulation by allergens such as pollen. But EGCG, they stop the simulation from allergens by binding to the 6,7-LR sensors. So similar thing here with the mast cells and basophils, which are basically the cause of the hay fever. They also have the 6,7-LR receptors, and EGCG plays musical chair with them. So when they bind with the 6,7-LR receptors on these cells, they stop them from emitting those substances that cause the hay fever. So as you can see, there's similar mechanisms behind both cancer and hay fever on how EGCG kind of affects them to reduce their risk. Those are just some examples of how EGCG spurs the health benefits. Just as we discussed now, for many of the health benefits, it really boils down to how the EGCG can be absorbed by the body and stimulates these sensors that they have. The problem is the EGCG is not really easy for the body to completely absorb. So just drinking green tea normally, you might not be able to get the health benefits you want. Therefore, it makes sense for us to drink green tea that are very dark and contains lots of EGCG, or choose the correct types of green tea that contains lots of EGCG as well. And that's obviously an area of interest to us as well. And we'll go into these as we move along into our future videos. So that was a quick video to give you an introduction to the health benefits of Japanese green tea, and especially around the concept of EGCG and how it affects those health benefits. Now, this is such a niche video that I'm not sure how many people are watching till the end, but if you are that special person who is watching to the end, please do like and subscribe, and I'll be extremely grateful to you. And I'll promise I'll continue to create these videos moving forward as well. So the next episode 2 of these health series, we'll talk about obesity. Okay, stay tuned. See you next time.